Krea just released their new real-time AI video tool, and they claim it can take real-time input from a webcam to drive video generations. So I gave Jeff Bezos $48.38 for some high-quality hand puppets to see exactly what Krea real-time AI video could do. Today, I'll be joined by a long-dead dinosaur, a dangerous shark, a freaky-eyed wolf, and something simply called the Folkmanis Funky Chicken. I don't think they had hand puppets in mind when they designed this tool. This is probably going to be a disaster. Let's begin. Krea is one of the many AI aggregator platforms that host various tools from many different companies, including some features that are Krea's own home cooking. One of those has been the real-time image editing system, which the video system is the obvious next step of. To get there from the Krea home screen, if you don't see real-time video highlighted in the lower half of the screen anywhere, you can go to the tool selection menu at the very top of the screen and hit the little squiggly pencil icon. This is the icon for all of Krea's real-time features. It will probably default to the new video beta, but if you find yourself stuck, at the bottom right there should be a model selection pop-up that will have real-time video as the very last option. By default, one of the pre-made examples will probably automatically load. These tend to be simple prompts with basic shapes for driving generation, and are a nice way to familiarize yourself with the interface basics. At the bottom right, you can select from all of the examples, change to an imaging model, or switch from side-by-side to overlay view, where you can real-time edit right on top of the video as it tries its best to generate. One thing you'll learn quickly is that you need to hit the refresh video button quite often, and even with that, the interface will often check to see if you have died. Please do let Krea know if you have in fact died. The last detail to worry much about at the bottom right is something called post-roll. I don't know what that is, so I keep it on short. Moving to the interface in the center, between the input and output views, you will see a large slider labeled AI Strength. The further this goes to the right, the more closely the generation will try and stay to your prompt, as it's written in the large prompt box in the middle. Inversely, when you slide the AI Strength all the way to the left, the visuals in motion in the left-hand input window will become more influential. When in doubt, start with it in the middle and work from there. Additionally, in the middle, you can select from presets again, hit refresh video again, which is a good idea whenever you change your prompt or scene inputs, and the capture button. Capture is strange in that this is not a record button. It looks like it grabs a few seconds from the last several seconds that have been happening in the output window. It's like it's a little time machine for things that happened recently but done at a super low resolution. I don't think it's super useful as a reliable way to output anything from Krea real-time video, but I guess there you go. I use OBS for screen capture, so I can just grab higher resolution results anyway. Additionally, it's always got the Krea logo at the end too. I guess that's fine. God help us if something like this gets out on the open internet and no one knows who to attribute it to. We could have a panic on our hands. So yeah, big logo finish there, good call. Do you know what else might cause a panic on the internet? If you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Videos like this are what I do, and the best way to help my little channel that could is to drop a like and subscribe right now. Anyway, that's the capture button. I didn't find it all that useful. Continuing to the left, along the bottom of the screen, you can select the Compose window, which we are currently in, or switch the input source to screen capture mode, where you can select a particular tab or window to use as a source. Not super useful for me, as I almost always use some sort of external third-party virtual camera or capture tool. In fact, for hand puppet capture purposes today, I'm going to be using NVIDIA Broadcast, as it will let me leverage my GPU to remove the background and input any image or video I want as a virtual background. Let's start with a quick proof of concept for webcam real-time video in Krea with a super dangerous great white shark. On the far left of the screen, I'm going to hit the plus button to start a new scene from scratch. I'm going to enter a prompt from a JSON builder I created in Gemini, but you could enter a simple prompt right off the top of your head. One thing I would recommend is to not hit refresh video until you get your scene set up. I like to start by getting rid of the random shapes that are added and changing my background to something I will notice is different from my camera source. Within NVIDIA Broadcast, I can select whatever I want, in this case an undersea loop I made in Midjourney. In the toolbar on the left, look for the camera icon. Click on that and select your camera. In my case, the virtual camera from NVIDIA Broadcast. And that's looking pretty good. I have working live video input, a basic prompt. I just have to hit refresh video and I start sharking it up. Now, I don't think this realism is gonna blow anyone away, but Krea is definitely identifying the shark, and it's doing its best to update the photorealish version in the generation in real time. I'm keeping the AI strength pretty low here, as I'm not just moving pink shapes around anymore. I do actually have a shark-looking thing on my hand. Legally this time. Notice that Krea is also picking up the background pretty well. It's doing the fisheye lens and matching the angles of the reefs and the surface level. If I move my shark fist too fast, things do fall apart. And the longer the generation goes, the more it starts to soften into a hallucination. But for a proof of concept, I'm more than happy. I showed up with a puppet and got a shark-looking thing in Krea real-time video. I'm calling that a win for the new feature right out of the gate. Next, I'm going to change out the background and bring in the wolf with the freaky eyes. I want to see if I can get him to eat a cupcake, so I cooked up a quick prompt, pasted it in, and refreshed the video. The wolf is good, but the generation is having a hard time figuring out cupcake. That's fine, I can give it a cupcake. Let's see if I can get the video to interact with additional objects inside the input window. On the left-hand toolbar, I could generate an image, but I'm gonna move right below that and upload one. If you bring in an image with a background, you can right-click on it and remove the background. Looks like somebody likes the big cupcake, although I don't know if that counts as eating. I'm gonna bring in a different image that already has a pre-removed background, and it instantly disappears. That's really common. For some reason, when you input images and objects, they always want to be behind the live video feed. Only solution I have found is to left-click and drag the video feed to the side, right-click the cupcake and select Bring to Front. Then you can move the video feed back in place, but it's kind of hard to match up. Instead, right-click on it and select Fill Screen. Now, when it came to actually eating a cupcake, things didn't exactly work out. For a bit, the wolf chewed on a stick. As you do when you're a wolf, we had a brief run-in with what I assume was a rival alpha male cupcake enthusiast, and it did eventually get really close, but mostly just nuzzled in and around the cupcake. Non-real-time models struggle with eating, even with human faces involved, so I guess that's not a huge surprise. I think it did a solid job on the wolf and cupcake generation at least. I would note here, however, that again, the longer the generation goes, the more it hallucinates into mush, and the less the input side seems to matter. So you definitely want to hit refresh early and often. And I'm just not sure what to do about the constantly disappearing to the back object thing. Maybe Krea can look into that. Unlike the wolf, this is a beta. The obvious next step here is to put a dinosaur on the bridge of a Starfleet command ship that's currently at yellow alert. Not entirely sure what kind of dinosaur we have on the bridge today, as it only came labeled as dinosaur animal. But that's good enough for me, and apparently for Starfleet as well. Now, the main thing I want to test in this scene is the prompt influence. I want to see if we can get the Krea real-time video model to give us some sort of old television or film look. Think like film grain and scratches. I made sure to feed some grainy descriptions into the JSON builder, and hopefully that will do the trick along with some prodding. Let's hit refresh and see how it goes. Okay, the first thing I notice here is that the dino looks like it's animated or claymation or just made of plastic or something. It doesn't look like old television footage at all. I still have the AI strength fairly low to get more input motion control, but I think I need to turn it up more to let the prompt get enough influence to make this happen. If I can get it to happen at all. I'll start at 50-ish. And that still doesn't seem to be doing it. I'm also quickly losing control over the output, very rapidly. Most of my movement input is just making the output chase its own tail, and it doesn't look any more like old television footage either. I'll try and raise the AI strength even more, to 95, just to see if it does anything. And that didn't really work either. The dino is now entirely plastic, the command ship is now a Honda Accord as far as I can tell, and the output is just not reacting to my inputs at all. So it doesn't look like style prompting does that much here. Maybe this is just too subtle of an example. Maybe if I try a really simple prompt, like black and white TV footage of dinosaur. Okay, no, this is not, now it's just gone. Let's move on. Another thing I wanted to try here is the drawing and shape tools. Over in the left-hand toolbar, we can select the brush and change its color. I want to make a console with a big button to press so dinosaur animal can raise the shields. That will do. Now up to the shape tool. I want to make a circle and I can make it red by clicking over here. That should work. Okay, let's hit refresh and try and mash the button. Hey, that sounds like it might have worked straight away. Though I'm not sure if the shields should be making that noise. Actually, no, this is maybe bad. I think we all knew the star of this show was always going to be the Folkmanis Funky Chicken, so let's get him out in his natural environment and see if we can get him to breakdance. Although I will probably settle for any type of dance at this point. Apparently the background pigeons are getting the real-time model very confused, so I'll get rid of those, but I can't seem to get any closer to dance moves. Mostly our chicken is just turning in circles, and at one point it looks like the Krea mistook my head for a Roomba, which happens a lot. I'm often confused for having a Roomba head. If you're you're ever looking for me, just ask for a Roomba head. I elected to take this show on the road and see if I could get the funky chicken to drive a fancy pink convertible. That gave me the opportunity to check out the Convert to 3D feature that I believe was introduced in the real-time imaging model some time ago. Well, it certainly works, but it doesn't seem to be helping the video model get the chicken to act like it's driving. Eventually, I just started trying to strike a Titanic pose and figured if I could land one of those, I would call it a day. So, I guess mission accomplished. I have no idea what Korea's real-time AI video is even supposed to be for. The outputs are kind of a mess, a wonderful mess. It is a lot of fun. I certainly got my $48 worth. I do think you should check it out. As far as I know, it's available on the free plan from Korea as part of the beta testing. If you have a paid plan, definitely check it out, because it is a blast, but I would not plan on doing anything useful with it. Do not base a project on, don't worry, we'll do it in real-time AI video generation. I couldn't get it to make a chicken dance or to eat a cupcake. But don't forget, non-real-time AI video looked like swirly garbage not that long ago, so this could get really good really fast. As it stands, I feel like this could be an installation at a Dave & Buster's. I think it would kill at one of those. Let me know in the comments how you think this would do it at Dave & Buster's. So if you have a Korea account, please go unleash some chaos and put some mushy AI puppet videos on the interweb for all of us to enjoy. There are social media links below, check those out. Contact me if you have a product you want me to test. I will definitely throw myself into it. Korea, thanks for the blast. This was fun. Thanks to all of you for watching, and have a good one.